Williams and the Geekalite. Dude, what's good? What's good, brothers? This is the Chronoz Show, brother. This is the Chronoz Show, dude. If you're down with the GWO, dudes, make sure you share and subscribe and like to the Chronoz Show, brother. We got my main man, Ryan, over here to the top right, my dude. He's a homicidal maniac, dude. He's one of those guys. And if you want to mess with Ryan before you mess with Ryan, dude, bro, you got to make sure that you talk to the Chronoz Show, dude. He's the proprietor of All Things Podcast, dude. If you like Never Ending Story, brother, then you need to listen to him, dude. Christmas is coming, dude. And for all my single dudes out there, brothers, listen, the GWO's got a place for you, dude. Follow the Chronoz Show, because winter is coming, dude. It's Geek World Order. And if you're not down with Geek World Order, dude, then you're not down with me. And I'm the main dude, Geek, with the Geek World Order, brother. Now we're going to throw it over to the main man, the main hot show, the host of the stream, my dude. And that's the main man, Chronoz, brother.
That's what we needed, a good intro to start off the party. We're still waiting on the two ladies. We had Hulk Hogan in just with us just now. He's still on the lower of the screen. Give me 1 second. Luigi, Grandma and Grandpa here, so if you want to, or stay there. So either way, I got my son here on the left side. But yeah, we're gonna start off nice and easy. We have LAETITIA probably popping in about 10:15. So with MSNU as well. And we're just gonna do a nice the introduction will be played right when I get them two in to jump in, so we can talk a little bit about what we're wearing or our views on, you know, what is Halloween, what does it mean for you, or talk about our costumes, talk about favorite games with Halloween, music, movies. Do you have spooky stories? Do you have paranormal activities, certain things that you experienced? We can talk about that. And I know Miss New's got something. I can talk about some of my experiences as well. Not, you know, nothing too big, but just times that maybe moments that maybe you experienced something that really spooked you out, or just something that hold on, I gotta look at my list. These glasses are, it's hard to view. Things that creeped you out, something, you know, like for me, what do I do every time Halloween comes around? Everything in terms of what music do I listen to? You know, everybody listens to Thriller, so I'm just saying certain things that always pop up every year, you know. But you know which song's gonna pop up already is for Christmas that you don't want to hear every damn year. You got, you know, what is that, Mariah Carey's it's like, man, I don't want to hear it anymore. It's every year, you know. But either way, we'll get into that later when we do our Christmas episode. But we'll play the miniature small intro as soon as we get the ladies to jump in. But I would say right now I'm thinking about Halloween, and like with my son here, I'm going to take him trick-or-treating tomorrow. Halloween to me, it's like, if you know the better meaning for it, of course, you know, for me, it's just celebrating, even, I would say, the Day of the Dead in the way I see it, a mix of it, you know, going out, kids want to go out for ice cream, for candy, but why, you know, they dress up as, some kids just dress up as something, like my son is Minecraft, but, you know, for me, I'm doing, where'd he go? Oh, he just ran off the other way. I see like a thing going from the camera up here. But either way, if we have a true meaning, does anyone know the actual true meaning of Halloween? Like, what's the story behind it in terms of the
I thought it was
holiday?
about like the Day of the Dead, from not the Mexican Day of the Dead, but like it was supposed to be honoring ghosts or people of the dead. That's what I've heard years ago. I never really looked too much into it. Now,
You could.
it's a way for the ladies to, it's a way for people to you know, not be stigmatized by, let me get my hair right, you know, dressing as their Scatly Clan favorite anime and game characters. Also, that's why I like anime conventions. One of the reasons.
Is that what you wore your last anime?
Listen here, dude. Listen here, brother. If I don't dress up as my own character, brother, I'm not dressing up yet, dude. Yeah, he did. That was a little poltergeist.
Yeah, I was like, well, good. It's like I see every time I see something, I'm like, what?
Just walk real slow. He just walked real slow for a minute.
I keep seeing it as I'm looking in. I'm looking right at the screen. I'm like, what? It's like I'm getting scared, like for an instant. But Ryan, what do you think, or what's your view on the meaning of Halloween?
For me, it's just to have fun. Like when I was young, I used to go out trick or treating and get dressed up. It's always like a homemade costume, never store bought. So just doing something that you have fun with, and I think it's also about like not community, but like relationships with people. Like you usually go with someone. You don't just kind of. It's not cool to go by yourself to go trick-or-treating. So you go with like your brothers or sisters, you go with some friends from school. Yeah, to me it's about making good memories with other people and building relationships with them and just having a good time.
That's good. He really just broke his little mask. Luckily I have a big collection of different masks here from him. He's doing a Minecraft thing here. All right, go show Grandma and Grandpa your costume. Go. But be careful, don't trip. He's gonna go up the stairs. Look through the eyes, buddy. Oh, you see him going that way. Which way? Go upstairs. Go say hi to Grandma and Grandpa. They bought him the costume. I had all these extra masks. But
Ooh.
okay. Don't run.
The mask.
I think it's definitely time to enjoy, a good time. Like if everything goes like I was not, but yeah, I am. I think it's good to go trick or treating with him. I know that he had a short cough, but he was sicker before, but he's better now. So either way, as soon as the ladies, someone in the chat, give me a second.
You are not the only one, young Luigi.
That was you. Okay. Just giving a chance for MSNU and Letitia to jump in, and we'll talk about our costumes. If anything, I can start talking about. Well, should I wait till they jump in? Talk about mine, and then Geek can talk about his. So either way, once the ladies jump in, if anyone is watching, if you haven't experienced a spooky story or a paranormal story that you have, please put it in the description as we wait a little bit. I want to play the short intro to start the podcast. We've been on for about 7 minutes, almost 8. So we'll do about a good hour and just kind of, but again, we are having the big one on December 1st for Ian Petrella for A Christmas Story. And it'll be the third time that we have them. So I have to review the first 2 shows and make sure we're not repeating questions and, what else can we do different and better than the last show? I'm still trying to get more people to jump in. I'm trying to get people, like I got a few of us, but I want to get 2 more. I need to get people to compete against me for the mashed potato eating contest and just kind of to do the traditional thing we've done the last 2 years. Yeah. So I have 2 of those people, but I want to try to see if we can find 2 different. Give other opportunities for other people.
Yeah,
Not that
I can't do it, bro. The way my diet is now, yeah, you trying to kill me. I was born in 82. I don't always throw that number out, but y'all some old men's is too. So I can toss that out, So I appreciate that y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. I was singing the song earlier. And one of my homies, he's like 35, 36, and he was like, how do you know that? We was talking about Ninja Turtles. This is a side note. And we were like, I said, Ninja Turtles getting ready. It's an attack, a snack attack, a funky snack attack. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What with Cowabunga? A snack attack.
Commercial.
Snack attack, Jack. Going pizza fools, crazy little pizzas. A snack attack. I'm not listening to it. Pizza bunker blunder snacks. So, a snack attack, dude. Take out any ninja who takes my crunchy food. It was a 30-second commercial, but they were pretty good. My grandmother got them for me a long time ago, like in the 80s, at the 99-cent store. Crunchy bungas. They were spicy. That's why I still love Ninja Turtles to this day, because Ninja Turtles is one of the cartoons that's adapted to every single genre. Every decade, there's a Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles is actually, if we really want to take it, was started off as a comic, what, in '84? But
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles is arguably better than Marvel and DC comics. They adapt better, minus the movies. The movies is, I mean, the movies Ninja Turtle movies is good, but the Marvel movies, I mean, I'm talking about like story and stuff. The Marvel movies have a gap. I'm really interested in what they're gonna do with the new
You got
season.
skeletons? Let's go.
There you go.
That is skeleton.
Yeah, Grandma happy with that. I'm dealing with this little boy here too at the same time. I have like multiple masks here. Here you go. You're good?
Why crap wise?
Well, because you wanted Minecraft. Here, take this, Grandma. Make your move.
Your move. You get.
It's having a hard time looking through the mask. Yeah, I don't know if the other one that came with the costume was very, very plasticky and very hard, and it was like pressing on his face. I just happened to have bought all these, like, they're like the paper ones. You know, I got the little string in the back, and I had bought all these little things from the store. Like, it's like stickers to Minecraft watches, to little things to play with, and
A tiny Minecraft.
he's got the sword and all this stuff bought separately. So either way, that's all he does is Minecraft kit. So other than that, let's see, let's get on real quick, and I would say, hold on, what video games, Geek, do you play? Is there a game that you just play during the Halloween? Like every Halloween, you might play the same type of horror game, or does one come to mind? What do you have to say in terms of gaming?
Well, listen here, brother. I'm glad you asked me, brother. Dude, it's actually I'm gonna yell at y'all ear. It's actually The Last of Us. And I was one of the foolish ones to pick up The Last of Us for $69.99 in California state tax. It came out to like $78. And it's the same damn
The remake?
Except the remaster.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Thank you. See, old men gamers. We bought the same game. I sold mine. I also flipped stuff on eBay. I sold it for like 50. So that's 45 or 50, which is still way better than GameStop. GameStop was offering 25, and then that's when I decided that I look at my blonde hair is itching my ear balls. I didn't know ears had balls, but so it's The Last of Us, and I will probably purchase The Last of Us 2 when it drops.
So what are you gonna buy that for?
It's probably I'll probably buy it and then mod it. No, because I would have to do it on a PS4 because I don't want to mod. What
would you mod in that game?
I would actually put it for Bela Ramsey to be in instead of the traditional Ellie, only because it'll give views.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't watched the HBO series because how many times do I have to hear the same story with just a little?
Guys, hold on. We got somebody popping in. Let's see what they're all about. What in the world?
Right.
How about that?
Who are you?
You going out partying tonight?
What was that?
He's like, nope, I'm not doing that.
You're not talking character?
She's a mime, dude. If you're not down with Miss Saturn over here, so you're that way, dude. She's that way, bro. She's got the Skulovich and the long hair. She doesn't care, brother. She's down with the GWO, brother. She's down with these 25.5-inch pythons. They shrink a little bit, brother.
He got the muscles on him.
What's going
We're
on,
waiting
Miss
on
Saturn? Dude.
We're waiting on Miss New to jump in, and then we'll play a quick intro. Not just the main intro, tweaked a little bit. Hey, there goes hey, you see two people walk in the room back there. That's my pops and my son. But anyways, we were just finishing up with you, Geek. You were saying you're playing The Last of Us. Let's say every time that Halloween comes around. That's the same thing. That's the game I actually had on here too. That's the one I want to play. It's not really. Is it really traditionally like It's zombies. I mean, it's not like it's
It's bloody.
bloody. Okay, there we go. That's the feel playing an
And
actual.
Joel is a grown ass man.
So that's the games that we play.
Joel got that daddy strength. Have y'all played the game? Joel got that grown man strength.
So yeah, Joel, yeah, for sure. That's why I can't play on game 2. So we're gonna talk about game 2 another time, but I will not watch the show or play the game again when it comes to game 2. Ryan, what is your to-go game for Halloween? Or unless you
like what do I think? What game do I think of when it comes to like Halloween time of year? Eternal Darkness.
Eternal
Darkness was a cult classic on the GameCube.
Money. That's worth money now.
When Resident Evil was initially popular, Eternal Darkness was like one of the other doing something similar, but like it's all about messing with your head. I like stuff more that kind of like makes you think, or makes
like horror, like
more kind of like it plays games with you and like tries to freak you out. The whole kind of gameplay hook is there's a sanity meter. So as your sanity's running out, like weird stuff will just happen randomly in the game. It's so fun.
That's a really good choice. Is that something you go to on Halloween, or just kind of like that's what you would think about?
No, it's just the one that comes most immediately to mind. It's kind of like the horror game. I haven't played a lot of horror games, but it's the one that kind of stood out.
Did they only have it on GameCube, or did they ever remake it?
No, they've never ported it on anything else.
Yeah, I mean that was a talked about game. But yeah, all right. Letitia,
Wasn't it a
Saturn.
launch title, Ryan?
Huh?
No,
Wasn't
it wasn't a launch
a launch
title.
title. What did it come out like?
At least.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Saturn, what is your to-go game, or what do you play every Halloween when it comes to video games?
Ooh. Honestly, nothing spooky around Halloween. I tried to get a list of spooky games. Unfortunately, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, it just depends. For me, around Halloween, it's not the spooky games. It's whatever's the latest. I know.
Yeah, it's just the paint job is just really good, you know.
No, look at that. It's coming off. This is like some cheap Halloween, spirit Halloween.
Well, if it smears off, even better. It'll look more spooky.
Oh,
That's true.
$3 makeup.
Great job, though. Love it. We'll talk about our costumes in a second as soon as MSNU jumps in. A quick one. For me, every Halloween, you know what song always comes to mind? Or I'll actually listen because it's that time, like the beginning of October 1st, also the month, if I'm feeling that mood at the gym or something like that, or just on the radio, I want to play Thriller. It's just, or you hear it, and when you go to a party or so, you're expecting that song to pop up. That's just how I, was anything? Oh yeah, that for me, and I always like to listen to Rob Zombie, other than Thriller. So it's kind of like, hey, you guys know Rob Zombie, right? It's crazy music, so I'll play a lot of that.
They're great. They're so bad, they're good.
yeah, they're insane. You know, like I even went to one of his concerts, and I know how it feels to be in the crowd and how crazy. You know, it's like he dresses up like a zombie, pretty much. You know, and that's why we like him, and his music is it's like hard rock or hard. How would you label his music, Tisha?
Just rock music.
Just rock, but it's like insane rock music. I love, he brings a lot of, to me, it feels very like spooky, very Halloweenish to me. A lot of his songs, the way they are for being hard rock. But how about you, Letitia? There's something that comes to mind besides Thriller. I think everyone hears that Thriller every Halloween. Is there a song or music you like playing?
No, Thriller's like the classic.
No. Okay.
When you think of Thriller, that's what it is. So
I
if
feel
you
that's the only.
think of a song, that's what plays in my head. Especially with the voice narrating through the song. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong with that song.
Nope.
Hogan?
Yeah, well, let's ask Hulk Hogan. What's your type of music for Halloween?
brother.
Brother.
Well, listen here, brother and sister. Listen here, dudes. It's that Hollywood Williams theme song. GWO.
Peak World Order.
Peak World Order. Listen here, brother. I got my main man Ryan up top. Nobody talked about my main man being a homicidal maniac, dudes. But my man's out here like, you don't want to mess with me, brother. Got my main man over here, Chronoz over here, bro. And the star of the show, little Luigi with the mind sword, craft sword, dude. But my favorite songs, dude. I don't have any, dude, brother.
Besides filler.
But of course, Thriller, dude. Because Michael Jackson is the GOAT, dude. And I don't care how many records Drake sells.
Dude, I was about to say that. I was going to say something, Drake. Well, until Drake. Yeah, he had it different. Let's not go there. We'll talk about that.
Late night when I need her. She used to call me up. Oh. Y'all was really gonna let me just go ahead and go ahead. That's copyright.
Yeah. Don't get in trouble now.
Why Drake come in?
Yeah, you're in trouble now. Let's go real quick to Ryan. Is there particular? Did I ask you that to particular music that you listen to on Halloween, or just
No? I feel like there's like 3. It's not like Christmas where there's all kinds of music on all the time. There's like 3 go-to Halloween songs. Everyone said Thriller. There's Monster Mash.
Yes.
The one for me, and I'm disappointed no one said it. We have the representation on the screen right now. Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters thing. How can you not like Ghostbusters thing?
I couldn't play it. I wanted to use that song, but I was unable to.
Yeah, you're getting copyright for sure.
I've never watched it on Halloween. That's the thing. I watch it around Christmas with Casper and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's more of a Christmas flick for me. Hello!
What's up? I'm
sorry I'm late.
No, it's good. It's good. I know you were doing something, so I didn't want you to rush down this way. Give me 1 second. Get Ryan next to the pumpkin. Yeah. You know what? One thing I forgot, being so much in a rush, I wanted a background. Look at my background. I wanted more Halloween, but I totally forgot. See, that's what I get for not being in a rush. But I can eventually, sometimes when we're talking, I can find something real fast. Give me a second. Shouldn't take me too long.
Listen here, dudes. We got a full house now, dudes. And everybody who's down with the GWO, brothers, that's the Geek World Order. I want you to make sure that you like the stream, dudes, brothers, sisters. Make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. The Chronoz Show's got a lockdown, bro. Winter's coming. Dudes, if you want to see more of these 35.5-inch pythons, brothers, dudes, make sure you like the stream, guys. Dude, brother.
Dude, brother.
Yes. I think this might work. Give me a second. Download. Boom.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just had to find something. So there we go. I was just. Oh yeah. Let's get this started real quick. I want to officially get started with. Give me 1 second. Here we go. We are starting. I would have done something more, but I thought that was pretty okay. I did it within maybe a few minutes before I started talking to Ryan today. I was trying to get something because I've been so busy the whole week, but it turned out just fine. Just added a little blood, little music, something a little spooky. And but welcome everyone. Hey, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There goes Hulk Hogan.
I'm
And
back,
we got
dude. Set to fill
we
up
got
my
Brian
red
and-
mysterious cup, brother.
MSNU and LAETITIA. But yeah, let's real quick explain. Let's talk about my costume. I'll say real quick. It's something what I did with last the 80s episode that we had. What was it at? And it was just something I just mixed up with the Ghostbusters thing. I didn't have time to go. I've just been so busy with a lot of things I've been doing here at home. And either way, Ghostbusters thing, got the 80s, just kind of a mix that I wanted to do. I was thinking of blood on my face because I had too much work. But that's for me. Tell us about yours, Geek, about your outfit, what you chose today.
First I want to say, I don't want to make it morbid, but R.I.P. Matthew Perry from Friends. I just seen that he just passed away from something mysterious. I don't know. I haven't looked into research of it.
Oh, when that just happened?
Yeah, I just seen it like now. That's crazy. Dude was only 54 years old. How do you transition from that? But I will say I wanted to do Hogan is one of my top 5 wrestlers of all time. Not the eat your vitamins Hogan, which I grew up with. I liked it when Hogan was a badass and came. I got blonde hair in my mouth. That doesn't make me feel very uncomfortable. This doesn't happen. I decided it was like, you know what would be cool if I did Hollywood Hogan, brother, because his last name is Hogan and my last name is Williams. So I was like, you know what, brother, if you want to be down with the GWO, brother, which is the Geek World Order, brother, you got to make sure to share and subscribe to Chronoz Show, brother. And your main man with the 35-inch and a half and a quarter pythons out here, brother. He's out here. I had a mustache, brother, dude. But what happened was, even with bobby pins, brother, it wouldn't fit on. So we just set it over to the side, brother. It's 14, dude. Now we're going to go ahead and switch it over to the right, dudes. Brother. So my main man, Ryan, dude.
Ryan, how's your what are you going for representing Halloween today?
I just threw on something I usually wear. I didn't have a costume, so there's nothing really.
It's good. That's why I wanted you to be right next to the pumpkin, right above your head.
There we go. This is my Halloween spirit.
There you go. He's got there you go. The pumpkin. There we go. Miss New, what do you have for us?
I'm a Ghostbuster.
No way.
But I lost my where is it? I lost my badge. I'm very sad about that. But I'm supposed to be Spengler. And I even had this, but it doesn't work. I just found out. I'm so mad. But it's supposed to
it's supposed to. No batteries.
I would press a button and it would come out. No, it has batteries, but it doesn't work. So I'm staying there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I had what I did with mine in terms of. Hold on, let me see if I can show it. Keep looking at the wrong thing here. I had bought 2 of the same costume because I lost it one year. Then I had 2. So what I did is I grabbed I don't know if you can see it. I actually put my actual last name. I just cut up some of the other pieces and put the Cyrus to, for myself. Otherwise, I wore the other ones when I went to watch the movie. Each of the, the names. I would definitely have picked a Spengler because we all love Spengler.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. And we got here. I want to know what she is. I mean, got an idea. Saturn, talk to us.
I'm just a good old-fashioned black metal musician. Okay,
love it.
Let's just say that. Yeah, this is so cringe. I just want to be a skeleton, honestly. I was like, whatever. We're all black paint. It's cheap. It's $3.
It's not smearing off yet.
Please look at that. You can even
Get closer,
my
real
forehead
close.
wrinkles are starting to show, so that's good news.
No, don't say that. You look cute. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool, cool. I think what we got by a few questions from, I'll say Miss New. What type of music did you listen to during Halloween and video games? What do you play during that time?
I have like 2 spooky playlists. But I listen to a lot of like Michael Jackson, just because
Yeah.
he's
Thriller.
yeah, just because he's like the vibe. Well, he has a song Ghosts, and I forgot what the other one was, but that's not from the Thriller album. And then I like Christina Aguilera's song from the Adams movie, Haunted Heart, I think it's called. Like I love that song. And then I listen to the soundtrack of Over the Garden Wall, which is one of my favorite series as well. Oh, and then we said games, right?
Yeah.
My favorite spooky video game would be Luigi's Haunted Mansion. I want to say the one for the Switch. I had so much fun with that one, and I definitely recommend everyone to play that. I love playing Animal Crossing during the Halloween period as well, with Jack and collecting candy and stuff like that, which isn't scary, but it's still fun for Halloween.
Yes.
And then what was the other one? So my first horror game, and I think it's the only one that I've played because I don't like horror. It was on the PlayStation. It was about like campers that had to like, they went somewhere, and it was like one of those like you have to choose the outcome. I forgot what it was called. But there was like Wendigos, I think they were the monsters in the game. And the guy that played Mr. Robot and Bohemian Rhapsody, that actor, he's in it. I just don't remember the name of the game, but I hope y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay. I think some of us said, me and Geek said, we had The Last of Us, our games. Ryan, oh yeah, what was your game, Ryan?
Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness. Did we talk to you, Saturn? What is your video game for Halloween?
No,
Saturn.
I don't think she's.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Sorry, can you repeat? I was just sharing this.
What is your game for Halloween?
Oh, my game for Halloween? I swear I must have answered that. I don't actually play a game on Halloween. I play whatever's the release in October, because usually October always has some release. If I want to spook myself, I'm not gonna lie, Visage, that game, and any Resident Evil I cannot play on my own, especially in the dark. Like I need someone, doesn't matter what they're doing, even if they're in the other room, as long as my door is open and I know there's a presence of another person, so I feel comfortable. The last one, Resident Evil 4 remake, I actually played it next to my mom because I could.
Was that more scarier than the original?
It is a lot better, because the original I was too frustrated because I could not shoot for the life of me. Like the controls were so bad.
Yeah.
But this one you're able to control properly, so pretty much finished the game. But as long as my mom was in the same or the next room, I was able to do it. But now I don't live with my mom anymore, so it's kind of sad.
Oh no! Don't you dare close your eyes. I always tell people, it is when you have that parental eye on you, no matter what. Well, we are. It's just a different story.
We'll go into I was gonna say.
Oh, movies? Can I say one thing? It's not. I don't play it. But the scariest game was for me. You know, I was born in the 80s, so I'm gonna go back and take y'all back, way back in the time.
Silent Hill is pretty good.
Is Friday the 13th. That game when I was a kid and it used to be played, is where Jason would come out and he just and all of a sudden like the whole music changed and it would that game was just creepy from the start because you were just walking down like a street and then you go into like why would these kids go into empty houses? I don't know. They just were going into empty houses, brother, dude, and that's how they met their demise. And I always remember that game because my cousins played that game a lot, and I kind of had to watch them play it. And then you know I'm the youngest at the time, so they had died, and now I'm getting ready to play. Now I'm all scared and stuff, and my turn ends so quick. But go ahead, yeah. I just had to tell that.
All right.
Friday the 13th, NES.
I would say going in from video games, we'll go into some movies and then we'll talk about some spooky stories and paranormal, maybe things that some of you guys have experienced. I think MSNU has something for us. I'm excited to hear about that one. I would say movies. For my part, I haven't done it before. I usually like last year was don't laugh. I was watching Hocus Pocus 1 and 2. And just kind of got, like the original, the new one was okay. I still enjoyed it, but this year I watched the 2010 Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. I watched that one. I loved it. I remember seeing it years ago, partially, but I really had the chance to enjoy it more this year. I did it like last week. And then I also watched the new one. And the new one, I didn't think I was going to dig it as much, but I actually enjoyed it just about the same as the original. I love them both. If you guys haven't seen the Haunted Mansions, the one Eddie Murphy and the new one, you guys should check them out. And another movie that I like to watch every Halloween is The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's something that's like a must that you have to watch during that time period. So that's what I'm probably going to watch within the next few days. So in terms of did I get my list? So I started looking at these glasses. Ryan, what are your to-go-to movies during Halloween?
I really enjoyed Train to Busan or however you pronounce it. It's a Korean zombie movie. It's very good, very thrilling. It's not like, it is kind of like typical kind of zombie movies, but not. I don't know. It feels different than an American kind of movie. More kind of like common, popular Halloween time movie. Like you said, Nightmare Before Christmas. That kind of is Christmas and Halloween appropriate. Or like big studio ones. I really liked. I feel like people have slept on it based on kind of how they feel overall right now. But Marvel Studios' Werewolf by Night was actually really, really good. They're redoing it this year in color. I'm not really sure if it's going to be better or any different in color, but it was really good in black and white. There's another one. I can't think of it though. Just like with the games, I tend to like things that are more like they aren't necessarily supernatural or incorporating like things that are normal on Halloween, but more like where they mess with your head. And it's like, it's something that it feels like it could happen in real life, regardless of the supernatural. But it just kind of like tries to get you going and feeling a certain way. Certain takes on the Invisible Man, I think, are kind of like that. They're like, what's going on?
Can I ask
Where
you a
is the
question real
guy?
quick?
What's going to
Ryan,
happen?
can I ask you a real quick? Have you watched The Boys, Ryan?
No, I have not seen
Oh, has anybody watched The Boys?
Nope.
No? Please, y'all, watch The Boy. If you anyway,
Write that
they do
down.
a very great like Invisible Man like take. That's all I had to say.
Okay.
The boys, season 2 is coming out this year. Also, season 2 of Invincible. Don't sleep on Invincible. November 3rd. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to say Invisible. You like that. You like comics too. You appreciate that. The Boys is actually really good.
Yeah, both of those are based on comics. That I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other movies for you, Ryan?
No, I'm good.
I want to add one in real fast and something that got to my mind. In the before, I used to always watch Casper, the movie with Richie. What's her name? Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci.
That's
Yeah.
one. It's still a really great movie from what I grew up with. I think a lot of us did with that one particularly. Miss New Halloween movies.
So I don't like horror. I don't like getting scared. I don't like having nightmares. I already have nightmares in real life. But one horror from the genre would be Halloween. I saw it for the first time last year. And
How'd you do with that?
Huh?
How did you do with that?
Well, I felt like they played the theme song way too much. So like there was this scene where like I don't know, it seemed like he was just in the same area forever or something. I think Jamie Lee was looking at the house or something and it just kept going back and forth like nothing was happening. There's like
The music
a
came
scene
back.
where like nothing's happening and it just shows like the house and the song just keeps playing. So that
Like,
got
dang it.
really annoying real quick, to be honest. But I really did enjoy that. I enjoyed that one. I do like the reboot as well, the one with Danny Trejo in it. I really like that version as well. I like Prom Night with Jamie Lee. And then any movies that I usually watch on Halloween would be like Coraline's one of my favorites.
Oh yes, that is very
Yes.
nice.
I
like it.
mentioned Over the Garden Wall. I rewatched the Ghostbusters movies, Casper, The Addams Family, Beetlejuice,
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice.
Those are good.
and I also like to watch like the Tim Burton Batmans with Michael Keaton, like those because they kind of just have that
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I love. When you mentioned Ghostbusters, that's one I've already watched twice last week, the new one, and I love them all. But 2016 one doesn't fit in the category. The first two and then the third one, they're all okay. You know, I'm not gonna bash the ladies out, but it was its own little thing on the side. I don't want to say much, but the thing is, first two and the last one was the true one that my son wanted to watch it. We watched it twice, and I want to watch it again before Halloween's over. It's just I don't know. Just Ghostbusters that thing, But either way, let's move on to LAETITIA. Your Halloween movies that you go to Halloween movies.
To go to movies. Okay. Everybody and their mama knows that I watch
And they mama
slashers
knows.
for fun.
That what?
Slashers. I love watching those kind of films, but I don't watch them during Halloween. Those are more like sporadically throughout the year. I'm like, I just want to rewatch all of the 10 Saw films. Why not? Now for specifically Halloween, if I were to watch films, it's usually classics. Not saying that the slashers are not classics and the Nightmare on Elm Street, but I'll watch something like Evil Dead 1 and 2. Can't go wrong with those. Not the remakes. Don't bother with them. It is absolute trash. We're talking about like Bruce Campbell. You gotta watch the Bruce Campbell ones or don't watch. Night of the Living Dead. Very good.
Yeah.
Classic. And for some reason, I've been rewatching this one a lot lately. Twitches is very, very nice with Tia and Tamira, the twins. What else have I been watching? I've watched some old movies just to feel.
I remember that.
Yeah, Twitches was great.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
There's also Halloween Town. I don't know if you guys seen that, the Disney.
No.
Yeah, that is fun. I love Halloween Town. Can never go wrong with it. I will force my kids to watch that if I ever have any. But yeah, classic. That's that's all I can think of because it's stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street or Aliens or whatever. I watch that all the time. So it's
So good choices.
so psychotic,
Let's give it to Hulk Hogan. What are your two go-to movies?
Listen here, brother. It's Hollywood Williams, dude. Hogan's his last name and Williams is mine, brother.
Lowering down my volume real quick.
Geek World Order. So I don't watch him on Halloween. I just switched up character that quick. I would say though, Chucky, that Chucky Child's Play 2 was one of my favorites because I had my buddy. It was the first time I got to see like a black doll that I could take around with me. You know, I was a kid. Okay, so this was the 80s. I could walk around with that at the time. You know, I was young. So I had my buddy, and we used to go everywhere. And so when they dropped Chucky, my mom's made me get rid of my buddy. She didn't like him. She said, "I don't like him because he looks like Chucky." But my favorite Chucky, I like the Bride of Chucky as well, because Tilly, I always like Tilly. But it was because on the second one when he beat Mrs. Pendergrass with that, he stabbed her with like the pump, and then he beat her down with the ruler, and she was talking shit to him, and he's like, "Excuse me, Mrs. Pendergrass," and then he just beat her down. She's like, "Oh," because she didn't know he was a doll. And then I mentioned before we went live that I had a
from Howard Stern.
He kind of does. I had a crush on Christina Ricci for the whole summer during that Addams Family Values. And we was talking about that earlier with Ryan's costume because she was a homicidal maniac who looked like everybody else. And I just thought that was the most clever thing in the way Christina Ricci acted with Wednesday. Those are probably my favorite two. I would probably say that are my wait. I don't know if y'all remember this. Tales of the Crypt. They used to come on HBO.
Yes.
Yep.
And it was one episode where the dude got stranded and a vulture came and picked the dude's eyeball out, and you can see the eye socket veins, and the vulture just ate it. It was crazy. And so I was watching this like, you know, as a kid. Sometimes go to my grandmother's house, she had cable, watch that. And I did have nightmares. I did. So
it reminded me of Tales of the Crypt, the skeleton. What is it? The one narrator type.
The Crypt
creature.
Keeper.
Yeah, I was speaking to the voice actor 2 weeks ago. I forgot to catch back up on him. We were talking like, damn it. It was like, this reminded me. I should have kept up with him.
Crypt. Yeah, that was spooky. It was like the new age, the 90s version of what was it, Alfred Hitchcock's what was it, Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, yes. I'm trying to get back here as I'm trying to listen to you and everyone else making fun of me. I love it. It's great. So
I forgot to mention the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
those I watch like between September to Christmas, just because. Yeah,
I like that. You don't watch none of them in Halloween?
Huh?
None of them are. Would you watch them during the Halloween season?
Yeah, I'll have like a marathon like every month from like fall to Christmas. I'll have like a marathon like once a month.
That's cool. I like that.
I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, me for sure. I remember being at the bookstore for those books. But anyways, another story for me. I was just thinking the other day of doing it seemed only just Harry Potter thing. I have another friend that's like crazy about it, but I'm just thinking of ideas for the future. Anyways, anything else? Geek or new? We're good. Move on to the next category. Did I ask everybody about movies? We're good. Okay. Well, let me see. Anything I was gonna say before? Anyone going to haunted houses or went to one this year yet? I think Saturn went to one, but anyone else? No? Okay. And your experience at the Halloween Saturn? Were they cool over there in Canada?
It's really nice to look at it. People get scared. I'm not sure why. I don't get scared at all, but it's fun. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's very, I don't know. I feel like it's thrilling, or at least the anticipation is. And usually before a couple of drinks, and a couple of drinks in between, a couple of drinks after, fun times. And then I end up chatting up with the actors that are supposed to scare me, and then we take selfies together. Still haven't posted those though.
Good time. You had a great time though.
I have. Also, I'm sorry, this is a little off topic,
That's fine.
but not really. Are we talking spooky stories? Like spooky
Yes, that's actually the next category. Spooky stories is next.
so many of those. Okay,
Let's go. Let's go. I was trying to find like, let's see. I don't really have one. Just the fact that I last 2 years ago I went. I was living in another town in Kenosha, and I looked up and I've looked, how do you say, haunted houses or places that are actually supposedly haunted, and I did some research and I went to some of those locations. I actually went inside it used to be an all-girls school for girls that were becoming nuns, and I remember going there getting, I wasn't supposed to get a tour, but the person gave me a tour anyways, and it was so old and it was there since the 1800s, and I remember being in there, and they only do it for that particular school used to be for girls becoming nuns, but the story goes there was a nun that died, and I was finding all these other stories. They still live there and all this kind of stuff, and I just remember being there and just being a little scared, just like frightened. They didn't want to talk about ghost things. I wanted to talk about it, but they just talked about each room and how old they were, and it's like nicely they refused to talk about those stories. But I still got a feeling of being there, like I was like, was someone else there with me? It just maybe I was just too scared. Maybe I get scared easily, but it was a good experience searching for it. There were graveyards still nearby. I wanted to go with other friends, and I just didn't. I never went. I was trying to do that this year and find places in this area, but just because I've been so busy. But no major spooky stories from my behalf. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Ryan and then Hulk Hogan, and then we'll go into the ladies, because the ladies seem to have more of those kind of stories that I really want to hear before we get off. But Ryan, do you have any spooky stories or anything paranormal you've experienced, or you don't have any?
Not paranormal, but I think in terms of like kind of spooky, it's relevant to say. So I have, for most of my adult life, I was raised in it, but for personal choice in my adult life, I have gone to church and I volunteer at my churches that I go to, most recently with youth groups. And I don't know if anyone else commonly goes to church, but if you're there in like a voluntary capacity and you're shutting down at night, there is no place on earth scarier and like more disturbing than being in a church and you're shutting all the lights off as you're leaving. There's just something very unsettling about that.
That does sound pretty scary.
Even though it's supposed to be like the most calming and like positive place to be, it's when you're shutting it down, it's just uncomfortable. But so with my last church I was at before the one I'm at now, the first time I did youth group, we would do in the dark games, and so like I would be supervising, but also like as the students were running around, I would just kind of be like off in these side rooms, and I would just kind of like walk to the entrance and be like, "Hi," and they would like lose it and flip out and like didn't know I was there, so I just like kind of mess with them a little bit. It was kind of fun. But,
okay. Okay, that's it for your extent right there, Ryan. Just I would feel kind of scared. Saying we just thinking about that thought of leaving and closing down the building at a church. Yeah, that's cool. It's crazy. Keith, do you have any paranormal stories? Anything spooky? Something you've experienced in your throughout your life?
I actually have a real life like murder story, but I'm like thinking while we were talking about it, do I want to talk? I don't really care about it talking about it like that, but do I want to talk about your real life murder story?
If you want to, you don't have to.
But we'll say that because I mentioned this earlier before the stream. I don't know if many of y'all who remember this. I don't know if it's just a Southern California thing. The scary stories that you tell in the dark. This is the reprints that they did in 2010, but I'm just gonna read. It's only like a minute read. one of my favorite stories. Oh, you have the scary stories, Miss New, and you have the original copies.
Wait.
See, thank you. Somebody knows. See, that's the good art too. That was the creepy art right there. Which is that number? Is that number 1 or number 3?
Let's see.
Oh, that might be the full one.
I don't know. Someone gave this to me as a gift, and I want to
that's
say
the
it's the
complete.
first one because I
think
see
that's
the
all of
other. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
that's all of them.
yeah. So I want to say it's the first one, but yeah, it has the. Let me show off the
Nice.
drawings. I used to see these at my school. This one, I remember this picture.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty spooky.
Thank you. See, they had me out here feeling like I was by myself and I was alone. Ryan and Chronoz is like, I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. One of my favorites from the scary stories. This is the reprint of it. I wish I did it. But it was the scary stories that you tell in the dark. And it's no, this is the one I put the wrong one. But one of my favorite stories was the sausage, if I can remember. And reading this as a kid, I was like young reading these when they first. Which one is this? When it first came out, and I always remember going through the library or reading them at night or even in the daytime, and they were just so creepy. Go ahead and come back to me, Chrono, so I can actually find it. I don't want to take up too much time. So I can actually find the story. It's not that long, but then I'll just read that later.
Are you looking for that part you want to read?
Yeah. So just come back to me if you can. Please.
We'll go with Miss. Who wants to go first, Miss New or Saturn?
I have a lot, so I don't know.
What do you have? You have a lot, Letitia?
Yeah, I have a lot
as well.
Oh, here I found it. I found it.
Go first.
I found it. It's called Wonderful Sausage. So this is the picture of it.
Wait on, let me get it. Give me 1 sec.
This is the picture of it. It's called Wonderful Sausage. Okay. So it says, Wonderful Sausage. One day, one dark, rainy Saturday afternoon, a fat, jolly butcher named Samuel Blunt had an argument over money with his wife, Eloise. Blunt lost his temper and killed Eloise. Then he ground her up into sausage meat and buried her bones under a big flat rock in the backyard. To keep the murder a secret, he told everyone that she moved away. Blunt mixed his new sausage meat with pork, then seasoned it with salt and pepper, added sage and thyme and a bit of garlic, to give it that special flavor. He smoked it from his smokehouse for a while. He called it Blunt's Special Sausage. There was such a demand for the new sausage that Blunt bought his best hogs he could find and started raising his own pork. He also kept a sharp lookout for humans who, might make a tasty sausage meat. One day, a nice plump school teacher came into his shop. Blunt grabbed her and grounded her up. And another time, Blunt's dentist came by. He was a little round man, and into the grinder he went. Then one by one, the children in the neighborhood began to disappear, and so did their kittens and puppies. But no one would ever dream that Blunt, the butcher, had anything to do with it. Things went on that way for years. Then one day, Blunt made a big mistake. A fat boy came into the butcher shop. Blunt grabbed him and started to drag him off into the sausage grinder, but the boy broke loose and ran out of the shop. And then Blunt chased after him waving a big butcher knife. When the people saw this, they realized at once that where all the missing children had gone, all the kittens and all the puppies. An angry crowd gathered at the butcher shop. No one knows for sure what happened to Blunt that day. Some say he was fed to his hogs, others say that he was fed to his sausage grinder, but he was never seen again, and neither was his wonderful sausage meat. So they was eating their relatives and their favorite pets. So I read this when I was like young, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, around that age. So I did dream about it a little bit. That and the cat lady.
That was pretty. Yeah, that sounded scary.
Good for you. I guess one thing at a time.
That all you have right now, Geek?
That's it.
All right.
That other story.
That was pretty cool. I like that. That was good. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hear out the stories that we had from Saturn, and then we'll finish off with Miss New. So, Saturn, tell us all your information, everything you can reveal. What are your spooky stories? If you got something paranormal, normal, what do you have for us?
Okay.
Zoom in really fast and
I
zoom
have-
back out.
I have so many of them, but I'll just choose the best ones. So, true story. One day I was living in this area, in the city. It was like a nicer area than where I am right now. I guess because it's closer to downtown. And I had checked the news, and I never do, but I just decided to check it, whatever. And I found out, this is like in 2018, that there was a serial killer that lived in my area and buried people in my neighborhood. So he would do landscaping, and he would bury the bodies of some of the people that he killed. He went to this area and he killed a lot of guys and then just buried them in the landscaping areas. Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, wow.
That's crazy.
We had a serial killer here in Canada, let alone in my neighborhood. So that's one thing.
How far were you from the person?
Literally, he was on my street.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. It was cool and scary.
Crazy and cool at the same time. It's scary.
Because it's like, I watch true crimes all the time. So the fact that like there's a true crime happening in my area, I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, it's interesting. But a lot of weird things happened in my area that year. There was also like a mass shooting, and we never have those in Canada ever. So that caught me off guard. That caught everybody off guard. So I'm always scared to go in that one area because I feel like there's problems.
When did that happen? You said mass shooting?
Yeah, it was weird.
But how long ago was that?
2018, the same year.
Okay.
The serial killer was caught. And that's on this one area I used to go all the time every weekend to get coffee, because it's like in this Greek town area of the city, and they have really good Greek coffee. So I used to go there all the time. Now I don't, because I feel like there's people that just chill around the area, but it just feels weird. I mean, it was like a over 10 people, right? So that's just a sad one. Now, paranormal experience, also around that year, 2018, in that same area.
Man, that's a crazy year for you.
Yeah, I try to forget it. I remember I was living in this apartment, and I kept seeing walking behind me. Like, for example, like pretend you just see like figure of the cat. So I would think, oh, it's my cat behind me. Let me go pick her up, because I always pick her up against her will. And come to find out, she wasn't there. She was actually sleeping on the couch. And it happens so many times where I feel like she's behind me. I see her, and then I look, and she's not there. And then she's in another room or sleeping in the closet or something. And then I ended up forcing her to sleep with her at night. And I always felt like somebody would stare at me from the closet, but the very top corner of the closet. I don't know why. It's just a feeling like someone up, like right there, staring at me. And one day, it was like an evening. I felt like I was being stared at, and my cat, she was a kitten at the time, she was playing on the bed sheet, and then she just stops and looks at that corner. And I'm like, yep, that confirms it. Something.
Yeah, that would be scary as heck.
Yeah. I also believe that I've been living with a ghost my entire childhood in this one house, like my childhood house, because every time I would lay down, I would feel like the impression of someone sitting at the foot of my bed, like where my feet are. And it pushes down slowly, and that was very scary, because at first I thought I imagined it. Then if I slept with my covers, because I always covered my head, I would feel like my covers are being pulled slowly. I also felt like someone would lay behind me, because as a child, you're just laying on your bed and you feel like your pillow's being pressed down and the mattress behind you is being pressed down. And I thought I imagined it at first, but my body started rolling backwards. I'm like, nope, there's a hole there.
Did that feel traumatizing through the years?
It was. And then I thought, okay, this is weird. I always get sleep paralysis too. But this wasn't during sleep paralysis when the bed would move. But when I did have sleep paralysis, it was even worse because I really felt like someone was staring at me, but you couldn't see and you can't move. And then the worst part was whenever I felt uncomfortable, and I had many cats in the house at the time. This was like when I was like 15, 16. They would all simultaneously look at the same corner, which is the corner that always made me uncomfortable for years. Just this one corner in my room. I could be in any other rooms in the house, I'm fine. That corner in my room made me uncomfortable, and all of my cats and my dog all looked with the little satellite ears. I ran out of the room, and I realized my mom wasn't home, my family wasn't home, so I stayed outside. It was fun. I took the cats out, took the dog out. We all
Sounds like a whole lot of fun. Jeez.
Never again. So yeah, I believe in the paranormal. I just don't know how to get rid of them. Yeah, if anybody knows, because prayer ain't gonna help me at this point.
This one.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. It's like one of those things that I wish. I don't know if it's a good thing to wish for. Man.
You're muted.
You're so
Can you hear me now?
smart. I said
Testing.
you need some of that magic water.
You guys good? Can you hear me?
That crystal water. She was saying I was muted.
I'm just scared of the dark in general. Like I need to have like some form of light around me, or
Night light.
I sleep with my dog because I can't be in the room.
Oh, that's good. It helps you out. Yeah. So I mean, at least you have something that helps you cope with it, having your puppy. So, any other things that help you cope with it besides your dog?
No.
Okay,
I haven't had any paranormal experiences, so we're good. I think it was literally just those places. Just that apartment in 2018, that was a wild year too. And when I was like my childhood home was pretty messed up. I wasn't the only one. Even my grandma did not like my room when she came over and slept there.
Like that.
So I think it's just those locations. Here it's great, it's fine. Not scared at all. So it really depends, I guess.
Okay. Any other stories you got for us?
She's like,
good.
what else
She's like,
do you want?
I'm scared now. I won't say no more. All right. So let's see. Let me move on with. We're gonna finish this part of the segment and then we'll close out. But I want to know what Miss New has to tell us regarding ghost experiences and paranormal. If she has something for us.
Oh, I have plenty. But before we talk about that, I also read a lot of like R.L. Stein stories around this time. I've already like reread these. And then of course Goosebumps. I haven't watched the show on Disney Plus yet, but this is my favorite story and I think it's one of the first episodes. But anyways, just want to throw that out there. So I have several. One of the first ones that I know about when I grew up in the city, then I moved to the mountains, and over there's a lot of like Native Americans, and obviously their land and property and stuff. So my mom rented this place that I believe was like Native American like burial, like in our yard.
Bare grounds.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because like for I don't know several nights like back to back around 2 or 3 in the morning, we would hear a lot of screams in the middle of the night. Our neighbors would be like a hill away, like they're super far, and it's literally like if you guys have gone camping or gone hiking, you know, it's really quiet, like you're isolated. There's nothing. All you hear is like crickets sometimes, or maybe like a coyote. That's the kind of stuff that I would hear at night. But at 2 or 3 in the morning, I'd wake up. I couldn't sleep, and I would get up to get water or something, and then I'd see my mom was up, and she would be looking out the window, and I would ask her like, "Why are you awake?" And she goes, "I don't know. I heard something." And one of the ones that I do remember was a scream. It was like a continuous like scream. It seemed like a child, but everything was super quiet. It was just very weird. And mom and I had like this really ugly feeling. And I remember the house that we moved in. This guy rented it to my parents, but it was like a drug house. Like it was abandoned for a bit. So when we moved in, there was like needles everywhere. There was trash. Like it just looked horrible. So we ended up cleaning it up, and we just felt that there was something in that house that didn't give us any peace. And there'd be times where my mom and I would fight a lot, but the fights were, when I look back, I realized that it wasn't us. Like the fights were very, very bad, to the point where my mom ended up choking me. You know, it was just like a very demonic type of thing that was going on. And then after I moved out, she ended up cleansing the house. So when I started visiting her again, I felt peace again. Like I didn't feel this weird vibe that I was being watched, that there was a lot of like anger or anything like that. It just felt peaceful. So that's one of the things that I remember growing up. And I tell my mom now, like, oh, we had something in this house for a long time.
Something controlling, something affecting you guys at one time, maybe.
Right. So when I was married, I started seeing this guy like maybe a year before we got married. And I would come visit him to this house, and I remember it was late at night, and I was talking about something, I don't remember what, and he looked uneasy for some reason. We were on the bed just chatting, and then out on the hallway, it led to like the bathroom, and there was also a washing machine in the middle of the hallway. So I heard a noise. It wasn't very clear, but I heard something, and this was like midnight. And I remember telling him, are you washing something this late? And he just looked at me, and he said, like a pause, and he's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. And then I just kept chatting. And then I heard a growl. He didn't have dogs. He had a little iguana. So, and it was inside. I heard a growl. So I thought again, it was the machine just making noises. And I was like, oh, you should go check, your clothes. And he said he would in a minute. He just like, just would look at me. I walked out to use the bathroom, but I remember there was no lights on. So I remember feeling like a shiver, and I did not want to be in the hallway. Like I felt something angry there. So I went to the bathroom, and then like realizing that I have to go back out to go to the room, like I quickly ran to the room. So we left it at that. And then I didn't see him for like maybe 2 months. He wouldn't let me come over. He couldn't tell me why. And after the 2 months, he told me that he ended up bringing someone to see what was in the house. There was an evil spirit. And apparently his ex-wife was a witch and cursed him. And she sent that thing to him. And he told me that he had a Bible on top of his bookshelf on the bed, and it literally lifted up and hit him on the face. And he experienced really ugly things. He didn't tell me everything, but that was one of the things he told me. And the mediator or the person that came to look at the house and everything, she said that the animal might take on all his emotions and stuff to protect him. And the little lizard died actually within a week of that happening, and the spirit was gone. So that was one of them. And then when we got married, he introduced me to the show called Ghost Adventures, and I used to watch it
I
religiously.
remember that too.
hmm And we decided for our honeymoon to go to New Orleans, Louisiana,
Oh,
because they say that's one of the most like,
my
haunted
people's
places,
from there.
voodoo and
Yeah.
hoodoo. Yeah. He wanted to. We wanted to do tours. So I was excited. Literally, when I get to the hotel, like I just feel all this stuff, like all these kinds of energies around me, and I cannot explain it. It was just all there. Um, and we did go to one of the tours of this voodoo priestess named Bloody Mary, who was on the show actually. We went to the cemetery, we went to a swamp, and then we went to the house. Now, we get to the house, and I feel very dark stuff just outside of the house. Like, I don't want to enter. Okay. And I don't feel this way all the time. Like, it was just very bad. But, we paid for the tour, so obviously I had to go in. I could not. I could not look at anything. I had my eyes like this. I could not look at anything because I felt eyes on me everywhere. And it was a very unsettling feeling. Like I'm gonna have nightmares for the rest of my life. And one of the things I do remember from going to that house um, was in the living room. She had dolls everywhere.
No.
In every corner, like
All right, let's get out.
floor to ceiling, dolls everywhere. And what she said was, her assistant said that the lady gets sent like handmade dolls and all kinds of dolls from all over the world. Like they'll send her dolls, and they're like not cute. They're creepy. Okay, very creepy. And there was this one shrine, like it was like a Christmas tree, but of dolls, and they were not like pretty to look. They were scary, like out of a scary like horror movie. All kinds of freaky stuff there. And I remember the assistant said, if one of them starts, she just says all nonchalant, one of them starts walking, I'm leaving. Y'all are on your own. I was like, oh my God, I was regretting everything. I remember telling my ex-husband, like, we need to get out of here. I'm suffocating from all of this.
That sounds nuts.
Yeah, it was an experience. I'll just say that. I don't recommend it, and I don't not recommend it, because if you're up for like a few scares and excitement, that's on you.
I'm
down for it. I'm down.
So going.
And so this is where I see my real ghost. Okay, we did go to a plantation that also Ghost Adventures, did the Myrtles plantation. I remember it being super far, like to get there from New Orleans, and they had a restaurant, so we ate there. It was still daylight, and then I know they were giving like house tours on the main like mansion or whatever. But the minute you step there, like you feel it. I felt a lot of like sadness and anger immediately when I stepped foot there. And it started getting dark. People were leaving. We were still there. And I remember like trying to look into the house to see like a picture of the mirror. I think there's like a mirror that's like haunted in the living room or something. And I'm not making this up. I did not imagine this. I remember having a hoodie on and something pulled my hoodie. Nobody was behind me. Everybody was in front of me because they were all trying to get a picture of the mirror. Something like tugged. And I remember doing like, my ex-husband was in front of me, and I told him like something touched me, and he like didn't pay attention because he's trying to get a picture of the mirror. I had a ponytail on, and then after the hood being touched, and I told him, I like tried to relax, and then that happened. I'm freaking out. And I'm like, you know what? I better walk somewhere else. I better walk somewhere else. So I let him know again. So he's taking pictures. He's trying to catch like, evidence or whatever. Um, by the time that this is going on, like after looking at the house, everyone's out. Like all the staff members, they left. They were gone. We were still there taking photos, and there
What
was
they
like
know?
these little houses in the back. I think that's where like the slaves at the time would sleep in these little like tiny cabins. So he went that way. I went towards the parking lot because I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like enough of this. And this still like gives me the chills. I'm literally just standing there. It's nighttime. It's like 11 p.m. or something. There's no light or nothing. And I'm standing there by the car just waiting for him to finish taking photos. He's like 100 feet away from me, like super far. And I literally see like a smoky thing just literally appear in front of me. And I could see legs, like shape of legs just move that way. And when I see the scary movies, when I read the scary books where they say that they're so frozen they can't scream because they're so scared. Like I never understood that, because I would think, well, if I see something, I'm gonna scream. I want attention. I literally felt that at that moment. I could not speak. I could not scream. I couldn't utter a sound. I was frozen from like what I just saw. Cause I'm like, did I just imagine this? Like I was not planning to see a ghost, like maybe feel something or like capture something on a photo, but I wasn't planning to see anything ever, ever. That was never my goal. And
Can
I
I say
literally
something?
saw this
That sounds really
something
cool.
walk in front of me. I still trip about it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I've had experiences like that too, where I saw something black sit on me. And that's why when someone tells me there's like a black smoky figure, I'm like, I've had that too. I've seen them stand in the corners. I've seen them sit on me in the middle of the night as I'm like turning, and it's so opaque. So it's not even like you imagine. It's so opaque. It's there. It literally the background is blurred out, right? It's just there. So you didn't imagine that. I know what you mean. I've seen that. It's freaking crazy.
And like I'm trying to call out to him because I want to leave. And if he wants a photo, he better take one now because it's clearly there. But he's not coming. He's busy taking photos. The thing reappears again, like to taunt me or something. I ran. I'm like, no, I'm not staying here. I'm running. And I started chasing after like him, like, rah, rah, oh my god, we need to go. I'm freaking out. But that was an experience for me. I'm not with him anymore, but I do remember thinking that we might have either brought something home because that wasn't the only time where we went ghost hunting. I did go to a few places here in LA that are supposedly haunted. I've been around an abandoned asylum, an abandoned Victorian house, an
Oh, that
abandoned
sounds so
park.
cool.
Yeah, I've visited a few at the famous hotel in Hollywood, the one that's supposedly haunted. I think Marilyn Monroe used to stay there. I think it's the Roosevelt. I don't know. I don't remember. But one of the hotels here is like really haunted and very popular for tourists. And so I feel like we did end up bringing something into the house because apparently what you're supposed to say every time you visit a haunted place is do not follow me, stay here, stay where you belong, do not follow me anywhere. And we never did. And we did have a lot of like things going on in our home, and obviously I'm not with him anymore. But I do think that I did have things follow me. And then when I ended up moving back to my mom's after separating, I did have a demon in my room. And I say demon because this one was very, very dark. Um, I had a nightmare. I remember that. And it was in the form of a child. She had black hair, and she looked cute, and she wanted me to go out the window with her in my room. Then I'm dreaming this. I said no because I knew it was a demon. And immediately when I said no, her face disappeared, and it was like a skull, but like the eyes were like flames, and her mouth like opened up. It's like one of those horror movie things that you've guys seen if you guys watch that
Yeah.
stuff. Something similar to that, and all you hear is like a screech coming out of her, and her hair is like flailing, and she's screaming. And I felt in my dream all of this because my bed was this way, my window was that way, and she was trying to pull me this way. So I felt a burning all on my face, and I couldn't breathe. I woke up. I was panting. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I remember crying because there was like too much going on. I was going through like a mental health thing. I tried unaliving myself at least twice at that time. So there was so much going on. And for me to have that dream, it was just like, oh my God, And I remember calling someone crying, and I told them, like, can you please like pray with me right now because I don't feel good. And I remember he prayed, and I actually went back to sleep finally. But maybe another time. All my windows were closed. There was no air or nothing. It's freezing over there, and the closet door opened by itself, just out of the blue. I don't know why. And then I saw one of the curtains like flutter, and that window doesn't open. It's just glass. So I don't understand why that happened. So that thing was there for a while, but when my grandma moved in, she would pray and read the Bible every day and every night without ceasing. And I've gone to visit over there. I've never felt that. I've never felt that ever again. So
All right, Grandma.
yeah. So those are my stories. So if you guys decide to go ghost hunting, just be a little careful. I
I want to go next time you go.
I highly recommend educating yourself a little bit on what you're getting yourself into, because it sounds like fun, but I don't know, things followed me home, and that was not fun. That was not fun at all.
I think you're right, because like that weird year for me was the year that I was ghost hunting. I was ghost hunting, and then I'm just like seeing things left and right that I'm like, I should not be seeing these things. So you're right. I don't know, how do you not bring anything with you though when you go like visit these haunted places?
I don't know. Like I said, when I go to the cemetery, I visit my grandparents at the cemetery, and I do still say, like, y'all stay here. Y'all belong here. Do not follow me home. You don't belong at my house. You don't belong to my car. You need to stay where you're at. I still say that. But I don't know. Like, if someone's place is still like with something in there, it could be like that somebody died there. There was some witchcraft going on. I remember one of the elementary schools in my hometown, they did a lot of witchcraft there, and so that area was very bad. But look into cleansing, because I highly recommend that. I highly recommend that.
To intervene real quick. My mom was from California. She was born in LA, but her mother and everybody else in the family basically was born in Louisiana. So we're familiar with all the voodoo and hoodoo and the hexes and everything. And one of my mom's sisters, she had went to, this was before I was born, she had went to New Orleans, and she went and stayed and came back, and then she started like lighting candles and doing like doing stuff that, like, talking about spirits and stuff. And my mom's mom, she was like, which was my auntie's aunt, she was like, you got to take that shit out somewhere else. You can't do that. So she actually had some water that was prayed over, or some water that she prayed over, and put it on, like, it was some biblical stuff on all the door seals, and banned them. And I haven't had any ghost experiences. This girl I was dating in college, my first love in college, Michelle. But I would say there, she got touched by a ghost, like the same stuff y'all talking about. I haven't heard it. You know what's ironic though? I haven't heard any men talk about it, and it's candid or in much detail as I've heard women talk about it. But she said that she was in her room. I went to Brooks College in Long Beach, and it used to be an old like a state asylum or something, some kind of hospital, and it was rooms, and one of her rooms was where they had a ghost in it, you know, and people used to say they heard ghosts wailing or something. And like right when we start talking, she said like some ghost, there's some like a dark figure. I'm not putting no extras, touched her thigh. And I'm like, yeah, you know, at the time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to talk to you. I ain't well, okay. You know, I'm not really thinking anything. But later on in life, and then y'all talking about it, that's crazy. I haven't seen any ghosts, but I do believe that there's spirits, and people can carry spirits and carry spirits with other people. You can how can I PG this? You can be intimate with someone and carry that spirit over. And I remember a homeboy, his girl was not the one, and we couldn't tell him. And we all had a dormitory kind of thing. And as soon as his lady came in, which we begged him not to let her in, who had that spirit, the whole everything went south. I remember telling my mom about it once, and she said, same thing your grandmother said, Miss New. She said, because we had like a commune kitchen, right? And she said, put the Bible in there. She said, put that Bible right there. That girl, I lied to y'all not. She was gone in 2 days. My homeboy took all her clothes. They got in a fight. I was at work. They got in a fight. And he took all her clothes and threw them out on the middle of the street, and she never came back again. The sad thing about it, though, the damage was done. The little cool little spot we had was already blown up, so we all eventually had to move. But I have seen spirits in people carry a spirit, or the older I've gotten, even some family members, unfortunately, you can feel the aura. Like I like the aura. You can feel a person's aura. I don't know if y'all have been around somebody before, or you're like, you mentioned it earlier, Miss New. You was like, I just didn't feel right. Your gut. You're like, And I've gotten, the older I've gotten, I start to trust that gut. You got to bounce, or you got to go. Or I will not talk to people if I have the gut feeling sometimes, or when a person start acting too weird, you on that shady shit. I can't deal with it. If you're telling me a piece of information, but then it's like a whole part is ghost, and I feel a feeling. Yeah, I'm out. But I'm sorry. Yeah, I just intervened. But yeah, I feel what you're saying.
And
Definitely.
I was just writing some notes. Any other stories? Did you want to continue with that, Miss New?
No, but I will say this. There was a guy that I was dating in Hawaii, and with the aura thing, we used to be high school sweethearts. I hadn't seen him in 12 years because he disappeared. We went to meet up over there where he was at, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night because he had an extra room at his place. So I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and I did not feel good. And I decided to just get up and go to the living room, and I don't know, I felt like he was involved in things that weren't okay. Later on, I found out that he was keeping a lot of things from me and lying to me, but his house did not feel safe. And I remember like thinking to myself, I don't want to have anything to do with this person. So I definitely get the whole aura thing. And like when there's people that are like, for example, I'm going to bring this guy up, Richard Ramirez, the murderer, from back in the 80s or whatever. If you look at the YouTube videos of his interviews and stuff, like you can see like darkness in him, that he's involved in some scary shit. Like he's gone, like his eyes. And Charles Manson as well. It shows that. And sometimes I feel like these demons kind of like surround themselves with these kinds of people. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Very interesting and very believable. I feel like and I tell myself, damn it, man, it's like, why can't I have a ghost experience? You know, it's
You
like I
don't want
want. I swear to you, no, it's like I just tell myself.
No, don't.
I had
No,
experience
for real.
Especially with your baby boy, like
Mm-mm.
you don't, like no.
At least I thought about. I mean, I've only had, just weird things happen, but just it was nothing too advanced. Just being a 15-year-old boy and knowing that the weather report or the weather was a shiny, bright day and no drop of rain in the sky. I just remember being that young, and it was one of those 100-degree days that we were getting back in those times around the mid 90s. And I remember it being so hot, and I was sweeping the floor at my job at Six Flags, and then I was trying to talk to God. That's the way I was feeling at the time. Like, and I was just desperately asking for rain. All I know is that moments later, an entire storm pops up like a creepy, like tornado warnings came off. A storm like insanely crazy and poured out that they had to close the park. And I remember asking for it, but I just remember looking back up, scared, like telling God the way I was thinking, man, did not ask for this. Did not. Why did you give me? I just remember just being freaked out. There's nothing like ghost paranormal kind of stuff. It's just a freaky moment that I had. Or last July, I would say quickly, I had my experience with I had an anxiety attack. I had a lot of anxiety, and I was up to 3 in the morning. And I remember forcing myself to go outside and sit and stare into the darkness. Why did I have that experience? Why did I feel that way? I just remember like sitting on a chair, feeling like I felt like someone was coming out to get me. It was my time to go. I sat down. I felt like my body cracked up, frozen, and my chest being heavy, and thinking, I think this is it. And like I stared into the darkness, like something was coming to get me. I don't know if you guys ever felt that deep when you have an experience like that. That's the only thing I can come up with. Like I was seeing something in the darkness, wanting to come at me and grab me. That's the only thing I can say as far as of having something. But then I remember just feeling everything changed when I started thinking differently. So,
I haven't had that happen, but I'm a very vivid dreamer. I dream in color too. And even when I was a kid, I used to dream. I remember one of the dreams that scared me the most because my mom raised me. I read the Bible a lot. Even when I didn't know what I was reading, I used to get in trouble. She used to make me read the Bible and then write down what I learned from it. So it was like, as a kid, I'm like, damn, you can't just whoop my ass. You gotta whip me. Then I gotta read the Bible. Then I gotta write about it. Then you took Michelangelo away and put him in the high cabinet. I can't reach him because Michelangelo was my favorite Ninja Turtle. But I used to have dreams. I remember one of the dreams I had was about like the end of the world. I used to always have dreams about the end of the world. Always.
And I get those all the time.
The end of the world.
Now.
But I'm like 6. I'm like 8, 9, 10, 11. And so I was like tripping out. Because when I explained them to people, like my mom or something, also in the Black community at that time too, I'm not going to get too biblical with things. It was like, we didn't believe in psychiatry or something. We just pray to Jesus. It was like one of them things. Just pray. You'll be all right. Just pray. So she couldn't tell me. So I'm kind of have to figure things out as a kid myself because she didn't understand what I was dreaming. And I was dreaming or having these thoughts about like an alien's coming and her on the earth. And it took me. And then all of a sudden, like I was running on a treadmill. And one end said heaven and one end said hell. And like I'm falling, I'm running like a kid. All this, I'm like a child. I knew stuff, but I wasn't even preteen yet. I wasn't even 12 yet. So, and I'm like falling off of this treadmill. And when you fall off the treadmill, you go down to earth. But earth is like, unfortunately, how earth is coming down. It was war or devastation. It's crazy. And then I wake up. And I would have those too often than I like to admit. When I was a kid, I used to be very scared of the dark, being blind. And mainly because it's the unknown. I think that's what as humans, the other side, because I'm trying to say what I was saying on the internet like that, but death is the other side of things. We don't know. As much as anybody can tell you, we don't know. So that's what the unknown. So those things I used to fear so thoroughly especially when I was a kid. I remember I used to take the remote, you have the little red button from the remote, and I would just shine it like with the cover over my head because I was scared to fall asleep. Because if I fall asleep, I might have a dream about something I've read, because I remember reading, and I'm not saying this is the truth, so don't take my thing as gospel what I'm saying. I'm just a guy on the internet talking, brother. But is I remember a guy saying a lot of times when parents will have their children read the Bible or certain type of things that they don't understand as a child, it can put a certain imprint on their head because you're not ready for certain concepts or thoughts, and you're thinking them. And that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm like, all these things are going in my head. It's probably why I like stories, like to write stories and stuff now, because it was just so much that it was like, I guess the only way it could be leaked out was in my dreams. And honestly, after listening to MSNU stories, I really almost wanted to say my story about the real life Thomas Pot killer that happened. But I know we are 141, so I don't want to run at the time.
It's interesting, the things that we go through. I will say, I mean, I was just trying to add in when we were talking about Ghostbusters, how Dan Aykroyd, who wrote the Ghostbusters originally, he came from actual ghost stories. From are we correct on that, Miss New? He came from it, and I heard on the radio. It's probably a joke, but I don't know if I believe the radio. But he had a ghost story about a little boy or someone touching him. It was just weird. Like, really, what? It was at Howard Stern this morning. I'm just laughing at this. What the freak? But I think Aykroyd had stories of. I think his father did too, but he originally wrote the story, the Ghostbusters, based on what he believed in. And he still believes in ghosts very heavily even today. And they originally called it Ghost Smashers, what it was supposed to be. Could you have done Ghost Smashers? I don't know. I mean, versus Ghostbusters, or what Ghost Smashers will be as big as Ghostbusters today. I don't know. I'm glad they have Ghostbusters is perfect. But other than that, anyone have any Saturn? Any last story you want to shoot out? Or are we good?
I don't have any more stories, but I did have some apparitions, like Miss New did have. So that's interesting. Because I was like, maybe I shouldn't bring that up because I don't know if I imagined it, but it was real because it was multiple different occasions. But other than that, no, I don't really have much. Oh, no. I did see
no.
I did see on a few occasions. This is like 2 years ago, a moth fly by, and I was like, every time I would see it, it's not from the corner of my eye. I would legitimately see it like fly, and it's like a black moth. And then I would just like grab whatever I have and get ready to like kill it with it, just to find out that there was no moth. But it's vivid and it's not from the corner of my eye. So this happened twice. I don't know what that was. I don't know if I was having a stroke or something, but those 2 times I was ready to fight. I was ready to throw something. And
They off the weeds. Stephen A. Smith says.
I should have done weed though, but no, it was I don't know what that was. I was minding my
enhance your experience.
Like I was gaming. And it's not even like a creepy game I was playing. I was playing, what was I playing? Life is Strange. So this made no sense to me. I was just trying to court one of the characters.
They actually say that when you see something from the corner of your eye, like, it's not your imagination. It's usually because there's something actually there. That's what they say. It has happened to me a few times, like not in my house, but out, you know. And it's very weird. It's very weird because you're just like, you know, did I just see that or did I imagine it? But if it happens a lot, it's because it's actually something there, you know. Not to freak anyone out, but that's what they say.
I get those a lot. I'm just kind of like, I mean, I know my son was doing it earlier today, but when I'm out somewhere, I feel like something like, and you're just like, no, it can't be. Or your kid, Luigi today was, to actually happen today. He's sitting with me, and then he pauses and he's like looking into the next room. He starts walking to it, and I said, stop. It's like, what are you looking at? I think I see someone there. It's like, no, you don't. No, you come over here with me. I get scared. No, you don't. It's not. Think about it.
And they say that kids are more susceptible to that as well, for some reason.
Yeah, I think I think that was pretty. That happened today. I just thought about it. I'm just thinking, you know, like, what are you looking at? Because you see him, you look right into his eyes. He's looking the other way. He does like something he's watching, and he's like, "Is it Grandma?" It's like, "No, it's not. Grandma's not here. She's out shopping with Grandpa." Then I just wanted him to ignore what he was supposedly seeing, but it's like freaked him out for a second, then also freaked me out too. So who knows what it was? But let's end up. Let's close. Let's finish off with any last, maybe something you want to say as goodbye, or one last thing if you must. We can hear you out. Ryan, do you have anything you want to finish saying tonight?
If we're doing like wrap up statements,
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I hope everyone's had a good time watching and listening, and stay safe, whatever your Halloween plans are. Exercise good judgment, and have fun, but be safe. And public service announcement that I think is relevant to this, and that I think that everyone here will at least have some kind of opinion on. You know, you see, depending on what kind of content you're enjoying, you see these very depressed, kind of shambling, and they just want a hug. And so I think it's important in the spirit of the season. I'm not really being serious here. It's important in the spirit of the season that we remember that we all need to hug a redhead. They're just sad, depressed creatures. They're just shambling around. They just want a hug. They just so badly want a hug. So that's all I have to say.
Very good, very good. Thank you.
Can I piggyback this and say honestly, you're right though. I laugh, but you're right. Do you know how many men, it's a statistic, who we're too prideful to say that we just haven't had a hug from somebody, and that goes from even parents or something. People, yeah. I know people too, and it's sites that ladies pay, not all, to just get a hug or for somebody to look into their eyes. We have become so, numb and just out of touch with the human element of things nowadays. It's crazy. Not to take it to a whole different level, that some of just the physical touch or shaking a hand of somebody else, or a hug, because when you hug somebody, you can actually feel a person's heartbeat, just those human elements, because we're social creatures. I'm not trying to get you're right. I'll take you back what you say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just making kind of like a dumb joke out of a Zelda reference, but yeah, no, that is
I just took it to a whole different level. My bad. Yeah. But, okay,
thank you for that.
For real, you do. We do.
Ryan, is that all you want to say, or
that is it? Yes.
Geek, your turn. I mean, Hulk Hogan.
Hollywood Williams, brother. You can find me over at Instagram. I make memes every day. Kind of 5 days a week. YouTube is my bread and butter. That's where I'm at most of the time. The archives will be returning soon. That's Konami RPGs for a 7 hours block, because 12 hours is crazy. I have to live life, y'all. So please forgive me. that I can't do 12 hours every Saturday. 7 is still crazy. So that's going to be announced soon. I'm working on some other stuff. I already got Fire Emblem 3 Houses, like 26 episodes of that done. That's crazy. I'm really enjoying how that's doing. You can also find me over on Twitch under The Geek Show. I changed my name from Geek, G-E-A-K, Games, Entertainment, and Anime and Comedy, to The Geek Show, because you can find me everywhere there. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is usually where I stream. I just started doing my game development again. And because I'm a crazy person with all the other stuff I'm doing, I decided to make a game again. But I'm going to scale it back to like Lufia. So no more Final Fantasy 7-ish. Lufia. Appreciate you inviting me again, Chronoz. Brother! And if you're not down with the GWO, brother, that's the Geek World Order, brother. You can find me over at The Geek Show. Anywhere that you got your social medias, brother, that's TikTok. You can get the Geek News,
Geek
brother.
World Order.
Geek World Order, brother. Appreciate being here again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that, Geek. Poke. Let's final statements. Anything you want to add to it, Miss New?
No, except like what Ryan said earlier, be safe, especially on Halloween. After all those experiences, I don't go out on Halloween anymore, especially because, I read a lot about like crime, I watch a lot of crime videos online, and I feel like Halloween, can be like a target for people that are not okay. So I tend to stay home and watch movies from the safety of my house. And there, when people are out partying, there could be like, what do you call it? People could get roofied and things like that. I don't know. It can get unsafe, like when they go to parties. I know almost all my like coworkers are going to party either tonight or tomorrow, and they're still going to party like next week for Halloween. So, yeah, just be safe.
Too much partying. I wish I could party.
I think it's because, after COVID, like everybody just feels like they need to get all that energy out. I feel like that's what happened. Like, okay, it's time to party and party hard, because COVID kind of.
You just want to party, don't you?
But yeah,
just going to a party right after this. All right, Saturn, final statements.
Like everybody's been saying, stay safe, cleanse yourself. You don't want to invite ghosts over, and if there are any, don't acknowledge them. And yeah, have fun. Also, if anybody's streaming on Halloween, I will be watching because I'm gonna be home on this couch. Yay. And yeah, so happy Halloween from home. I think I'm too old to go out. I've seen people partying yesterday, Friday. I'm just like, enjoy, kids. I'm gonna stay home. Whoever's streaming, Geek, are you streaming this Halloween?
Yes, on Tuesday. I might not, but I may. I might.
But Tuesday is Halloween, and I want to watch something.
She's excited.
Well, I'm thinking of opening my island for like Halloween for Animal Crossing. Geek and I were talking about
if you do that, Miss New, I definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely stop through.
Play. I restarted the game, okay, and I started fresh. I don't know why I started fresh.
Do you need money?
Yes.
I got money.
Somebody else did it too.
Your island, because I miss playing the game.
I need to clean my island.
Don't worry, mine is full of cockroaches in my little house, and I
same here.
Yeah. From fresh.
I haven't played in 2 months.
Make it look like Japan. That's like the goal.
2 months.
Animal Crossing is perfect. So why don't hopefully I can find you all. Well, maybe we'll visit Miss New's crib on Halloween night for a moment. Everyone go visit her, befriend each other. Look, everyone has
costume party.
Yes, dress up, okay? So so I don't know, why did I think about that? It didn't come to mind. I was so busy.
Last time I did that before, and I only had I even made flyers. It was called Spook, and only 2 people came. It was cool, because what I did is I just went on Nookazon and I made people. I had people come in and trade items, so I gave them free items, and they just wore costumes. So it was pretty cool. It ended up working out.
So hopefully we can all visit each other on a Halloween day for. I remember doing that when it first came out, doing all the holidays, and now that I came back to Animal Crossing, I got to get back to it because I've been busy recently with the home, busting.
I'm scared of Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing slurps up hours. That's why I haven't. It's worse than an RPG. You're streaming Animal Crossing, and you look up and it's 6 hours later. Like, well, what? And I haven't been doing it. I've just been talking and like toweling.
So, but if you guys, for you, Mr. Saturn, if you need need some money, let me know. I'll send it to you. I mean, not real money, game, Animal Crossing money. Animal Crossing money.
Please send me Scorpion, send me all that stuff. I'm trying to be rich.
Right
now,
I want some.
Where I restarted everything, so I'm just like hunting for things like fish and selling them, and then I stopped playing. But I have to get back to it. It's just very time consuming, like Geek said, very time consuming. 6 hours, and I only make like maybe 100K. What am I doing with my 100K? Like buy.
Are you using Nookazon?
Huh?
Do you use Nookazon?
No.
You have to. That's how. Wait, ladies, hold on. I'm not listen. How I made riches, I really was flipping wood. If you go on Nookazon, it's a site, nookazon.com, and you're selling items with other people, just the items. But I would sell like 30 fossils for $1 million, and I would sell 30 pieces of the regular wood for like 100K, and boom, 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 boom. I'm rich, literally.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I was doing insider trading on the stock market via there's like turnip exchange websites. So I would like buy at whatever price, and I'd find somewhere where you're getting like 5-12 plus per turnip, and just you get the code off. You wait in line, you get the code off them, and you go there and unload for nice fortune.
Yeah, I didn't have any more room. I couldn't hold anything. Everything was maxed out till 999 the whole entire way. So I just started giving away some money. I still got so much, but I had done everything. I moved my house to another location. I liked how redesigned things. It's Halloween right now there. So later on, well, hopefully, do they do anything at the coffee place, Miss New, for Halloween at all, or no?
No.
Coffee is just coffee.
Yeah, but it's let's all have coffee.
Right?
Yeah. I like that idea. I do. Yeah. You can do as many. How many people can you get in there?
Actually, I'm wondering about that too, because I don't know. I've only had like 2-3 people max over my little island, so I don't remember how many you can actually have.
Invite people for a certain time. I'll be there. Let's do a coffee Halloween thing. Miss News, let's do that. Yeah. If Miss News up, not tired from work.
No. I'll be hyped for that.
I'm down for it. So all right, let's I think this has been a good chance we got to talk about some stories and favorites and Halloween kind of stuff. We got in between November, I'm hoping to get a friend on and talk about how they come up with their social media. I'll talk more about that later on. Who else did I had? I was talking to we do have Ian Petrella. I keep saying he's from A Christmas Story. That's officially on December 1st. That's a Friday. So hopefully you guys can put your calendars on for December 1st, Friday. And it most likely is going to be a 7 or 8 p.m. I'm aiming for 8. Or, maybe 7 might be just straight enough. But you guys got to tell me, if that's good. Are you going to be on time, Miss New, or Ryan? Are you going to be able to, everyone will be able to make that? But it's officially that Friday. We've done the last 2 years with Ian Petrella. We've talked about the movie 2 years in a row. Last year, he had done the Reprises role shortly. He did some parts there, and hopefully we got some new information from him for, whatever he's got going on. I love doing it. Mashed potato eating contest. I'm trying to find new competitors to challenge me. I'm willing to put my face in the mashed potatoes and meatloaf. I want to go all out. Last time, I don't think it was fair. I had COVID at that time, so I wasn't feeling it. I acted like I was, but I was really feeling like shit inside. But other than that, I should be good this time and should have a good Christmas. It's the good way to, you know what? Christmas starts for me November 1st, just so you guys know. That's how I feel. I just start feeling like really holiday-like. So
it's all Christmas in the stores. When I went to go get a mustache,
yeah,
I waited.
Right now,
it's all Christmas. I went to the 99-cent store and the Dollar Tree to get a stash before the stream, and I'm like, well,
2 weeks ago.
I waited too long.
2 weeks ago, I went to look for Halloween stuff.
This is Elsa hair. This is Elsa hair. I got it Big Lots, and I tried to tape it.
What the?
It didn't work. That's Elsa hair.
That looks really bad.
You want to build a snowman?
Elsa hair. I went to the Home Depot to look for Halloween stuff 2 weeks ago, and it was a very small area. The entire store, almost the whole place, and one big giant area was already everything Christmas. Like, freak.
Yeah.
Like,
Mariah's coming. She's here.
So
She's here,
we're gonna be.
I'm ready. For
Happy
Mariah.
Halloween! If you guys gonna be doing Halloween, be safe out there. Trick or treating. I should be taking Luigi out tomorrow to trick or treat. You know, and then you know, being safe, checking his candy. I can't let him have that much because when he tries to eat too much candy, he gets sick easily with too much sugar. So, you know, we're still gonna do it. It's gotta maintain his usage and candy. Watch out for the ghosts and goblins and demons. My ex-wife is a demon for sure. I think overall, I would like to say so much right now. Will not. It's Halloween time.
Let's
Chill.
stab.
Chronoz, before you,
Yes.
before you,
Huh?
were you gonna show that ghost clip, or was that for like the preview?
Hold on. My internet is not at full capacity, but give me 1 second. I can make an attempt so we can head out. Where do I go? I would have wanted to, but I'll give me a second. Where are we? Profile. I don't have the file separately, but hold on, give me a second. Where is it at? Nope, this is not it. Next one. Get the volume off there. We'll see if I can run it because I'm gonna do a present. I'm gonna do a share. It's that clip I put on. I don't have it separate because you sent it to me on my phone, but it is MSNU dressed up as a ghost. Very proper ghost. Give me a second.
Okay. Is the difference between a proper and an
You know
untidy
what,
ghost? Like, what?
Hold on, I gotta find. I can't even see. Hold on.
These two are not created equal.
Is this it? Yes, this is it. Tell me if you guys can see this. Is it? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of small. Damn
Kind
it.
of small, yeah. But yeah.
Let's see if it even plays. I was unable to get it separate, you know, but if you can see it, it's on MSNU's. Was that on your? You put it on
sent
Instagram
it
too, right?
to your phone. I put it mostly on TikTok. It was on TikTok. Yeah.
Let's see if you guys are able to see it. You guys got computers or on your laptops? Might be easier to see it. Let's see if I can do this wide. Is it big for you guys now or no?
No.
No, dang it. Okay. Well, let's see. If I gotta play this. Oh, here it is.
Boys and girls of every age, won't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. It's our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkin scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. Trick or treat, so the neighbor's gonna die of fright. Lights on town, everybody scream. In this town of Halloween.
I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth brown sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding
Hey.
stairs. Fingers like snakes and spikes through my hair. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town, we go home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
It's
So bad.
so cute.
All done. Did you guys see the costume that Miss New did?
Yeah.
Thank you. I
was
had it
so
under a different song, and the whole gag was like, I'm looking for the haunted mansion, because I made like a pumpkin with little pumpkin ears to look like Minnie. And I had like a little Starbucks cup so in my ears. So I'm supposedly going to haunted mansion, but I'm in the middle of a forest. So that's the gag from the whole video. But if you guys want to see the original one, it's on
The original?
TikTok.
Hold on. Hey, did it
Same
run
one.
okay, guys?
Miss New
Yeah.
Miss New 07. Yeah, I ran okay.
I
Hold on,
will
give me a
watch
sec.
that. I'll share it too. It's cute.
Thank you.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Do I even? Oh man, I hope I'm not even logged in. Darn it! See, I hate this computer.
Get it together,
Yeah.
Chronoz.
I'm trying to. All right. Yeah, I was able to. She ended. I wish I could have pulled out the TikTok, but my computer's not logged into it. But I hope you guys saw it. It was. I did like his very cute costume. So thank you for that, Miss New. Either way, I should have everyone in the description. Yeah, I got everyone. So find each other there, look each other up with, your link trees or what you guys provided for Geek, for Ryan, for Saturn, and Miss New. But yeah, this is us getting out of here. And yeah, I do want to, if I can get down to my video, just outro. We're going to send this out. And thank you for everyone who showed up today. Let's go into... we had Veronica Hernandez that popped in later on. What else do we have on there? A few other people. Brought a few others. I can't. It's too much for me to keep looking. But happy Halloween. Be safe out there, and don't do anything stupid. It's just
It's
chill,
crazy
be
out
good.
there. It's
I'll
crazy.
see you guys later. And until next time, don't forget we got something for Christmas coming up. And until next time, this is Chronoz and the crew. See y'all later.
Thank you.